everyone. So I wanted to share an activity today that you can do with your kids, and I'm going to show you different ways to grade it. And what we're talking about when we talk about grading in occupational therapy is making a task either easier or more difficult depending on a student's skill level or age. So today's activity, you're going to need a variety of coins, a piece of paper, and a marker pen or pencil. So the first part of this and the focus of this is visual scanning. So for visual scanning, what I mean is looking at various items and picking out the most important or a particular characteristic of an item. So if I set out all of these and I told the student to locate all the pennies or all of the brown coins, that would be an example of visual scanning. So we're going to take that, and you can either make it easier or harder by putting more coins closer together is going to make it a lot more difficult. Okay, incorporating some other skills into this activity is in-hand manipulation skills. So if you want to have the students set them up, have them hold several coins in their hand, translate them out of their palm into the tips of their fingers, and put it onto the paper. Okay, cheating is doing it like this. Okay, so make them bring it out to the fingers, place it on the paper. The opposite of that, if you told them find all the pennies, they're going to pick it up, pull it back into their hand without dropping any of the coins. Okay, so another thing that you can do, you can have the student just simply dropping the coins into a cup. Okay, another way you can make that more difficult is if you raise the cup onto a surface and they have to flex their shoulder, place it in. This is also working on wrist extension, which is very important for that dynamic writing that we always talk about. Okay, another way to incorporate a skill is crossing midline. Place the cup over on the left side if they're right-handed and have them reach and place it in. Working on fine motor precision and accommodation of the hand, so learning how to turn the hand in order to achieve a goal. You can find a simple container, make slits, make a diagonal, a horizontal, a vertical, and have the student insert them in there. Coins would be kind of hard to do different sizes of slits, but with larger items, you can do different sizes so that they have to learn how to size the correct one into the different holes. Okay, another way that we can work on our fine motor skills is simply creating a grid. Okay, so that's the first step, creating a grid. And I would encourage you, if your student can, to use a ruler. If you don't have a ruler, use a notepad or a piece of paper, something, and they have to use bilateral coordination, stabilizing the object, ruler, whatever it is, with their left hand or their right hand, whichever is their non-dominant, and drawing a line. You would be surprised how difficult this can be for students to understand, to spread out their hands. A lot of times you'll see this, okay? So that's a great way to work on bilateral coordination, which is needed for stabilizing their paper while they're writing, cutting, etc. Okay, the next thing that you can do, so from here on that precision, we have a relatively big target to place all of our coins in. Okay, so that gives them a little cue about spacing. You can also do this without the grid if you're working on spacing. So just telling them to work on making the coins an equal space apart. Okay, for the precision, you can then make bigger circles and just have them place the coin in the circle. Another bilateral coordination task, holding down the coin and drawing a circle around it. This is actually quite difficult. Okay, then you're gonna have different size coins and they have to really be precise when they put the penny in. Okay, another way you can incorporate bilateral coordination is when they're putting it away, they have to hand it to one hand and put it in the cup or put it in the slot. So also we can work on patterns. You can verbally tell the student, which is working on following verbal commands, working on auditory comprehension. You can tell them, place a penny, dime, nickel, penny, go. Okay, that's a 4-step direction. They have to remember that. Start with a 1-step, 2-step. Make it more difficult. okay? Another thing you can work on with patterns is you can do penny, nickel, and then they have to finish the pattern, or you leave one blank and they have to complete it. Okay, and then another thing you can work on is copying. If your student has difficulty copying from the board, copying different things, you can make a pattern and they have to copy it below, okay? So penny below, penny, and then you would need nickel, nickel, penny. Okay, another way to make that a little more difficult is have them copy it at the bottom. Or you can move the paper further away and have them copy it from that. That's requiring more gaze shift, which is a skill that we need for copying from the board. Okay, I think these are all of my main ideas for this activity. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Thanks.